Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Wow, it's been a bajillion years, but I saw a video recently by Gardening with Bernie. I think that's her channel name, but Bernie. And I'll link it below for those of you who don't know her. But she's jumping back into YouTube and showing her garden and showing her progress, and it's something that I have been wanting to do for a long time as well. Jump back in, especially now that I have space that I'm gardening in, and I'll catch y'all up on some of the goings on, everything that has happened in between sort of when I stopped recording and what's going on now. But let's just jump in. I'm gonna show you what's going on in my garden right now, and where we currently stand. And right now we're just gonna keep it to my raised beds that are for growing food and like cutesy flowers for pollinators, and we're not going to talk about like the stuff that's behind me that you can probably see, which are like my gardening beds or my flower beds that are close to the house. Okay, so let's stick with the gardening beds. I'm going to turn this around and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's go. Okay, so we got some work to do. So that's my basket over there, but as you can see, I have 4 beautiful metal gardening beds. These are from one of the brands that you all know very well. I splurged and treated myself. Well, I say that, but I don't spend money that way very easily. So I talked to my husband about it a lot until he was just like, woman, buy the garden beds. So we got them and I'm super excited. This is my first year growing in them. You can kind of see the naked spots over here from the wooden garden beds. They were oriented the other way around, like so. If you flip them around, there were 2 that way, and now I have 4 this way. And I also have 2 little standing beds along my shed over there. Only one of them is full right now, so or has stuff in it right now. But I'm gonna just walk you through and show you what we've got growing on. So in my first bed over here, and y'all, mind you, everything is gonna look a little thirsty, probably a little dry. We are going through the biggest of the heat waves. It is what, like 7 o'clock right now p.m. So it's starting to finally cool down. The sun is way on the other side of my yard at this point, so everything is kind of shaded out, which is beautiful for me, so I can be out here in the evening to garden. So anyway, if it looks a little thirsty, don't mind it. I'm about to water once we get off the phone, okay? All right, so all of my beds have quite a few marigolds in them, so you'll see that as we kind of tour around. I have put a couple of like little baby bush squashes, patty pan small squashes in this corner here, just to see what germinated. It looks like I've gotten 3 actually that germinated, but there were 2 different kinds in here, and I never know which one it is that germinates and the other one doesn't. I need to get rid of the other seed packet, but I can never remember which one it is. So I always plant both and then just see what happens. This is Snapdragon. This is a Coselle or Cosette squash. First of all, I didn't think it was going to get this big. This is insane, right? So I'll be pruning this back just a little bit later today, getting some of those lower leaves out of here and kind of reducing the spread of it just a little bit, because it is quite large, and some of the other things that I have in this bed are going to need some space to get going as well. So I don't want it taking up the whole bed just on its own, and it's pretty close to the edge as it is. So this is a, what was it called? A pickle bush cucumber. Now there are at least 2 maybe 3 plants right here. I think there's just 2, which is good. I didn't think it was gonna be vining because it's supposed to be a bush variety. I'm learning about these things. Last year I planted some sort of, it was supposed to be a semi-bush bean, and y'all, that thing vined everywhere. It was not even close to a bush. I don't know why they were lying about that. So hopefully this is not like that, and this little hoop is enough space for this. Okay, so we got another marigold. I planted something right here in this corner. If you can see it, I don't know if you can. It's really hard to tell, like right there, see? There's a few of them that came up, and I'm pretty sure it was dill. So I got some dill growing over here. This is a watermelon, and I don't know who you are besides a weed. They're sugar baby. So I have 3 here. I'll probably let this one be my winner since it stuck around. It wasn't looking too good there for a minute, so I planted some more. And I am determined to get some watermelon this year, so I wanted to make sure I had something happening. Question for y'all real fast. Do you see this worm at the top? Can you see him? He's right there. I have been finding so many worms at the top of my garden beds. Just dried out and dead. And he's gonna die. He's going to die. I tried to bury them again. I've sprayed them with water so they don't dry out. I still come and find more of them. And I don't think the birds are digging them up. Like, I literally watched one come out of the straw and soil. So, any idea why that's happening? I don't really know. I had planted, oh, I have germination. I planted some herbs over here. I think it was parsley and cilantro. So we shall see. Hopefully that's what's actually coming up here and it's not weeds. And then I have another melon over here. This one was baby doll melon. So that's what I got over there. And then, oh, somebody is hunting. Let's see. There's supposed to be cumin growing under there, but I'm gonna find another spot and seed some more because this wasn't that big when I put when I put those seeds there. Okay, so that is the first bed, and like I said, you can see, where did this cardboard come from? I'll clean that up. Ignore it, y'all. But you can see where now weeds are growing, but the bare spots where my other beds were. And since we added 4 instead of just 2 to replace the 2 that were here, we turned them to go this way. My husband was like, if you want them to go towards the shed, then you should turn them this way. It makes more sense. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. So this is what we did. And then that way we're not super close to the fence behind us or super close to that tree where the squirrels like to catapult off of it and into your stuff. So anyway, I will show you the next bed. So I got marigold. And then in both corners, right over here, I have paprika peppers. So as you can see, I've grown some really nice why can't I say it now? Paprika peppers already, which is exciting. I've got some beets growing real slow, but it's hot, so I get it. More marigold. Right on the ends here, I have some tree collards that are still doing pretty good. You'll see my other tree collards are a little bit bigger. The white moth and her little babies tried to take them out, but I found them in time. We got rid of them, you know, just plucked those leaves off and discarded them, and now we're doing a lot better. And I haven't seen any more since, so that's pretty good. Here I have 2 Roma tomatoes, but it's a like determinate sort of bush variety of Roma tomato. So I'm really excited about this and to see how they grow. I've already got some fruit coming in, lots of flowers, which is beautiful. And then right here in the middle, I have a holy, oh, that's not even it. I have a holy basil. See? Beautiful. And I need to start harvesting from this so it gets bigger, bushier, all the things, even though there's not a whole lot of room for it to be doing all that over here. But yeah, so some of the work I have to do today, once I hang up on y'all, is to do some pruning, which is why I have my basket with my, oh, you know what, I left my actual pruners up there. I got my hori knife, but not my pruner, so I'm gonna go get those. But I have alcohol so that I can walk through my garden and do some cutting back and some taming of what's going on, because things are starting to grow real crazy. We've had tons of rain, and then now it is hot as heck out here, so things are happy, even though the gardener's not happy because I can't be out here as much when it's just raining all the time. But I'm happy that things are growing well. So anyway, another marigold. And then as you can see over here in the middle, there is another marigold. Maybe you can't see that. See? Here, what do I have? It's a personal size cantaloupe. It's probably midget melon, but I don't remember. So yeah, there are 2 or 3 plants in there. Y'all don't judge me. Okay, well, I guess I should tell you. So everything in my garden this year, except for the basil, not the holy basil, I did start that from seed, but the other like regular basil, it's not Genovese, but it's something else. So except for the marigolds, the snapdragons, and that one variety of basil, everything except for those was grown from seed by me. So I didn't do the best job of caring for my seedlings as they were growing from winter into spring, and like getting them out here in time, because I knew I was going to buy these beds. And then again, it's been like such a cold, wet, rainy winter, spring, and now moving into summer. It took me forever to get these built and then to get the soil delivered, blah blah blah. So they came out here way later than intended, and I just planted extra seeds and planted everything that I had sown, and then, you know, sowed some more seeds and everything else, just trying to make sure that something happened out here. So things are happening. So it's not a complaint, but if you see how things are super tightly packed around here, that's why. And I have a problem with thinning things, because what if it dies? Then I don't have any, when I had 4 before, and then I took 2 out or 3 out. You know what I mean? First world gardener problems. This here is honey nut squash. And yes, there's like 4 plants in here. I started getting lots of flowers. I don't know if you guys can see in here. Tons of flowers. But it was like all girls, no guys at the party. So I don't know if any of these yet have been pollinated. I do see my bee friends and pollinator friends around, but again, like, it's hard for me to come out here even. Because it's been such a rainy, like stormy. It's not even just like a little bit of rain, a drizzle. No, it is storming out here a lot. So it's been hard to get out here and actually do things, including looking out for and hand pollinating squash flowers. So hopefully we'll get some. There's enough plants in there that something should happen, right? In theory. And I've also fertilized recently with some Bloom Boost to try to balance out the nitrogen issue and hopefully get some more male flowers in the midst of the party with all the female flowers. So anyway, moving on. As you can see, if I back up here, I do have 2 trellises here. So like my melon, the squash, and then the tomatoes that I'm gonna show you guys in just a second are all trellising up those 2 trellises. In hindsight, next time I probably would only do 1 tomato on each trellis. Right now there are 2, like on, you know, so here and here are both a tomato, and then same over there, and then I got tomatoes over here. So y'all, I'm gonna be real rich in tomatoes, and I don't really eat that much tomato, so I'm gonna be giving a lot of away. And I do also want to learn to can and preserve, so I'm gonna be trying to make some sauce and some salsa and things like that. But it's only so much a girl can do, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's go along. These are sun sugar, I think. Sun sugar tomatoes. Y'all, I got a whole sign down here, but I don't know if it says the right thing. Gold Nugget. Oh, they're Gold Nugget tomatoes. I lied to you. I thought that they were sun sugars, but they're Gold Nuggets. I want to say I grew this one last year, but now I'm not sure. They definitely are bigger than the tomato I remember getting last year. The tomato from last year was more of a cherry. This is closer to a grape, right? Like, look how big that is in comparison to my thumb. So, yeah, I don't know, but she's lit. She's got lots of tomatoes all over the plant. And like I said, there's 2 here, and y'all wouldn't even believe it, but I actually cut a lot of the extra suckers and leads down there, and it's still crazy. So I'm gonna have to, this is part of my cleanup crew job later, to sort of just clean it up. I don't want things hanging on the ground for the bunnies and the squirrels and the raccoons and everybody else to just welcome themselves onto, and disease as well. So I need to pick it all up and fix that. Those are not my dogs. Please excuse me, or excuse them. They don't have the best manners back there. I told them quiet on set. They weren't listening. Anyway, there's another marigold. And then these two, these 2, this is already taller than me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's taller than me. And another thing I just thought of, this is going to be really challenging to keep an eye out for hornworms until there's like a big problem already, like they've eaten half of it. So I'm going to have to keep checking really well. But anyway, I went to a seed exchange in the spring, and this is one of the free seeds that I picked up. I thought it had a really fun name, and it was called the Intergalactic Beastie Boys Tomato, which is a really fun name, and I just needed to grow it. And look, y'all, can you see? Hold on, let me get in here without tearing everything up. Look at that tomato. So I don't know how big it's gonna get all together. Let me see, is it focused? I don't know how big it's gonna get all together, but it's a really cool color, kind of striped color. And I also don't know if I'll be able to save seed from it. It seems like a creation of someone's, some sort of hybrid, but it's really fun. It's really big. Another thing that I have to clean up today. So anyway, more of my holy basil here. Here's some of that other basil that's not Genovese basil, but it's a basil. There's a weed. This is an early jalapeno, and she said she was early, but y'all, the paprikas are just beating everybody, okay? She's got flowers, just no fruit yet. Here, oh, let me go back up. So right here, you see, I have some more tree collards. So you can see how they kind of got eaten up a little bit, right? But they're okay. We're doing good. that is starting to look like we might be thinking about going to seed. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna actually pull these and just put something else here, or not, honestly, because the tomatoes clearly need a lot of space. So anyway, they're doing better, but they get shade in the morning, and then towards the afternoon the sun is directly over them and then sort of comes this way towards me, or us, how we're looking at them. So yeah, and like I said, it's been so hot this week. They're probably going to seed. Here's another jalapeno, right? And I actually saw, let me make sure you guys can see, there's a couple of peppers. See, 1, 2, 3. So that's great. I love that for us. I love jalapeno. We both do. There's another basil. And then this is a pink potato. I had a label in here somewhere, y'all, but she's missing right now. I don't know where it went. So I don't remember the name. I want to say it was like pink gypsy potato or something like that. But it's like a small potato, and it has a pink skin and white flesh. So that's that one. All right, that's 3 down. 1 more to go. Last big garden bed, and then we have that over there, which there's not much in that, so it's all good. I have seeded more calendula, which looks like it's coming up. I had put I had 2 calendula plants, right? One was right here and then the other was here, and this one, every time I came outside, was just wiltier. That's not a word, but you know what I mean, and wiltier. And so I finally pulled it. I was gonna plant more anyway, and so I planted some and pulled that yucky one and kept it pushing. These peppers are shishito, and I do have some awesome basil, calendula, as I said. And y'all, okay, y'all help me out, please, please, please. Considering going ahead and harvesting this head, but from what I read last night, if you intend to use your calendula medicinally and you have aphids like this one does, it's still fine to use it. You just have to like really submerge it in water and clean it and get them all out of there, right? What are your thoughts? Would you do it? Would you wait for those? Which, I mean, obviously I'm going to use those anyway, so long as they don't also get aphids, but I'm a little confused by that. I did also read that someone planted calendula as a trap crop near their peppers. Mine is littered, like they're both right next to peppers. So were they just doomed from the start because of that? I also have marigolds. They could have went to the marigold, but they didn't care about that. They wanted my medicine, which is rude. So what would you do? Would you guys use it? Would you not use it? Tell me quick. Okay, anyway, did I say this is another shishito? It is. I don't see any peppers on this one, but that's okay. Patience. I did plant yarrow here, but I don't see any yet. But it's also been really dry and hot, so I might have to try again. And then there's another marigold over here. And then here I have a blue potato, also a small potato. So that is that for the raised beds in the back. Okay, ignore that. We'll talk about that another day. All right. See, there go that dead calendula. I just threw her over here. She's in the garbage essentially. Oh my gosh, my mint is already flowering. Wow. This is apple mint. I did not plant her this year. She was planted last year from a start from the nursery, and she just gave and gave and gave and spread out like crazy. I thought I pulled all of it out, and then boom, there she go again, which is fine. It's planted in here for a reason, so she can come back year after year. I don't care. We love mint and we use it up, and I'm okay with that. I did plant some other things. Look, that's mint again right there. I did plant some more herbs in here. I just don't remember what. So see, that says oregano. I don't think that's oregano. I think that's a weed. This is definitely a weed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything else that I planted in here is doing what, is germinating. This is a runner. See, guys? So if you're new to gardening and you're somehow watching my channel on my first day back to work, make sure you plant your mint in a container somewhere. Don't let her run wild, okay? Because she spreads out like this. And then she also will spread by seeds, okay? So as soon as I start seeing this, I snatch them off, okay? Because I don't want it self-seeding in my grass that is already weedy enough, okay? This is Sage. Isn't she beauty? Isn't she grace? Actually, I lied. This was a start, right? Yes, I bought this as a start. And this spicy oregano back here. And then there's another basil. Here's another snapdragon. And then this is now your new favorite cousin, ooh, that mosquito is trying to get me, y'all. Trap crop. I actually left it more so for the flowers, for the pollinators, but there's not much flower left here. But these leaf miners have been going to town in my garden this year, so I'll just let them have that. They can keep it. It's cool by me. All right, y'all, that is it. That's my vegetable garden. Thank y'all so much for spending some time with me and sort of my little comeback tour. By the way, did I tell you who I am? I'm Donnie. I used to garden in a small space on a balcony, and now look at me. I have way more than I know what to do with most days. So anyway, if you're a small space gardener, don't be scared. Don't feel like you can't grow. Go look at some of my old videos. There's plenty out there of other small space gardeners as well. I know quite a few of the people who started their channel when I did have also somewhat graduated to bigger spaces, but there's nothing wrong with looking at older content, and there's newer people out there. There's always going to be someone growing in a small space, so you can definitely do a lot with just a little, okay? All right, anyway, now I'm here in Indiana, zone 6. Very different from the space that I was growing in before, and I'm really excited to take y'all along on this journey with me as I learn how to grow in a bigger space. All right, thank you again. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see more of me and you want me to continue to upload videos, okay? Hype me up, share it with your friends, all the things, so that, I know you guys are interested in seeing the comeback kid actually come back, okay? It'll encourage me to be quick about recording and editing, which I don't plan on doing a lot of right now, okay? Thanks, y'all. I'll see you later. Bye.